friends, how's everybody doing on this wonderful Wednesday? We haven't had a chance to play D&D in a few weeks because one of our players was gone. So we're gonna get back into it hard today. It's gonna be a shorter one, probably about I don't know, probably about an hour and a half, hour 45. But it should be fun. So let's go ahead and hop in there. It's dead silent when I came back. That's not a good thing.
That's not a good thing.
I was reading my notes.
Probably looking at their scores to see if they can throw some attributes into anything that's going to make it different. Yeah.
Did we level?
No, but I know for me, my attribute had like this one thing.
Hey, Modus! Hey, can't watch your stream. Need to reinstall everything and log in. Hey, man, no worries. Thanks for stopping by, though.
Couldn't really go into most of them. But it could take like a 1 to 2 type thing.
Reinstall your computer? Well, let me know if you need any help.
I'm saving those puppies.
Yes, puppies. I will do the recap this time, as it has been a while. And I think we need a, maybe more overarching touch here. So, previously, which I believe was over a month ago,
sorry,
you guys met back up. Chirp, Franklin, and Onos went to go retrieve an orb from a temple of Eretsil. And Weatherwax went on a journey with Freya to the place where Odin disappeared. Come to find out that Genelak has something to do with Odin's disappearance. After coming back together and having a little bit of a kumbaya, Franklin managed to piss off a god, which was really funny, and asked Freya to, and I quote, not to harm him or any followers of Eretsil.
Or Eretsil himself.
Or Eretsil himself, yes. To which Freya definitely and easily agreed, as it was not necessarily outside of her wheelhouse to begin with. She was then given the orb of Eretsil, to which she did something with it, and now seems to be stronger in some way, shape, or form. On top of that, Freya not necessarily gave a boon, but gave an offer to Onos in the form of Hugin. To which Onos and Hugin being a 3.5 foot tall raven, seemed to be hitting it off, seemed to be friends. And so as you parted companies with Freya, Hugin decided to stay around. As well as Onos seems to have a stronger connection to Freya herself. Maybe something to do with the fact that she took some of his life force and then returned it. After all of that, Freya did give you a hint, one might say, or at least a lead. She gave you a statue, a cat statue. It's an onyx cat statue that's about size of your palm, and told you that there was a temple to Bastet, another god that Freya was familiar with, on speaking terms with, if not necessarily friendly, and asked you to go look into what's going on over there, because there's been some rumblings that Freya and Odin might not be the only two affected by this. Those rumblings were sort of confirmed by Franklin, which I do not think Franklin has shared his thing. Have you, Franklin?
What thing?
The vision? I do not believe you shared it. The most recent one.
No.
Okay, then I shall not speak it.
It is known, at least to me, that the magic on the asteroid was reminiscent of Franklin's magic.
Yes. Wait, asteroid?
Yeah, when we were on the asteroid, where the door was.
Oh no, we're getting there.
Future. Okay. In case it was.
It was not
Okay.
relevant to Franklin's magic. It was relevant to your magic.
Oh.
As it was.
I don't know if you misspoke or I misheard, but I will update my notes.
Allow me to
makes so
activate
much
this
more
for
sense.
everybody. You should be able to see now. Oh wait, let me flip on the D&D here. Boop. Okay. So, as you can all see, there was a allow me to continue my recap. After you parted ways with Freya, you headed back to the ship and attempted to jump out of the system. As you did so, you were accosted by scallywags, pirates, one might say, to which Weatherwax attempted to know their intentions and did not do a very good job. After
We survived.
you did survive. After a pitched battle, during which I believe Chirp cut a hole in the side of the enemy ship, and Onos, using entropic magics, cut through the ship to the crystal, shattering it, and causing it to collapse, essentially. You guys got away. You traveled upon the astral sea until you reached, I believe it was Diaram. Let me pull up my map. Yes, Diaram. Which also happens to be near the location of the seal that you're looking for. So, you went to Diarham looking for the seal and ended up finding an asteroid. This asteroid had a strange metal door built into the side of it. Pulling up alongside of it, you opened the door and headed inside, only to find what seemed to be the ruins of this temple. However, it seemed a pitched battle was fought here not long ago, as there were still fresh corpses on the ground. Entering said temple, you made your way through without any trouble to the antechamber, upon which you found a statue of... Sorry, what's her name? What's your god's name?
Shika.
Yeah, Shika. You found a statue of Shika, which in and of itself was a bit weird. Witherax could tell that the energy from the statue was waning, and as you destroyed the last of the... Well, actually, to take a step back, when you got to the antechamber, there was a ritual kind of taking place. And out of said ritual came two specific types of monsters. One, mushroom people. People that were completely made of mushrooms, had no arms, 4 legs, and shambled towards you, looking to bite or paralyze. And then what seemed to be some sort of humanoid-esque creatures, the forms of which seemed to come from all different types of sentient races. However, one thing that bound them was the mushrooms growing from their skin, face, eyes, head, everywhere that was exposed. After you managed to take these creatures out, as well as gather a sample of the mushrooms, the power that was holding the statue and the place together failed. And the asteroid began to collapse. And that's where we left off last time. If anybody can pick out something I forgot, you'll get a free legend point.
Oh, let me look at my notes again.
I made mashed potato people.
Damn it,
not
you're
open the
right.
door.
All right, Franklin.
Oh, and also open the door in the side of the asteroid and the door knob. When the handle it fell off and the door itself disappeared.
Yeah, no, that was just flavor.
But it was cool.
It was cool. I do cool things, but
Weatherwax also pocketed some mushrooms. Like gave her my knife, but it wasn't working,
Yep.
and then she gave it back.
Yep, I mentioned that we got a sample of the mushrooms.
Okay.
Franklin does get a hero point. During the journey from Cinderbar to Direham, Franklin discovered more abilities that he had. He's becoming more in tune with his own nature. And he was able to create mashed potato golems. Or just potato golems.
Oh yeah, that little guy.
Yeah. They're Mr. Potato
They
Heads.
were very cute. However,
But mushy.
when Franklin called everybody together and showed off these little potato golems, it seemed like everybody was expecting either, something more with more flair or something that tasted better. So everybody was kind of disappointed when all it was some potatoes running around.
Harold and I are having fun.
That's what's important.
This is my favorite.
His name's Harold, right? I almost forgot.
Yes, Harold the
My
elf.
favorite rom-com is Franklin and Harold.
Who else but Franklin?
Harold, he's not an elf. He's
a snow elf.
He had like the scissor hands. That's right. That's right. Okay.
Yep. Elves from the Yurdelmere system, also known, colloquially known as stone elves, because their skin became stone-like, like the world that they're from.
And he doesn't like peanut butter and jelly for some god-awful reason.
He's got a peanut allergy.
You should try a nut substitute.
I got a nut substitute for. All right.
I knew that was coming.
All right.
I am pleased. Can I have a hero point for setting you up?
No.
For that bit?
Then you guys are just gonna be lobbing them over the fence to me. Oh, I just realized I haven't been playing the music. Dang it. This is what I get for being unprepared.
I gave you a whole month.
I am actually so prepared. I fixed a bug in the system today, so I don't want to hear it.
You're the one who said you were unprepared.
Yeah, I know, but that doesn't
Say
matter.
that to yourself.
There we go. We need good music. Let me see. We're gonna do. Nope, not that one yet. Let's do this one. Yeah, that's good music. All right. As you stand over the slain corpses of these people that have mushrooms growing out of almost every inch of their exposed skin, as well as these mushroom creations, these golems of some sort, the very ceiling begins to fall down around you. The statue of Sheikah in front of you seems to shift forms from one to the next to another as it itself begins to crumble into dust. The green vats all around you that seem to be some sort of fluid have shifted hues to a dark red as everything continues to fall. This is a skill challenge. You are all currently in a collapsing asteroid. You have to get back out and to your ship before the asteroid collapses around you. One second. Music's mind flooding me. I'll turn it down a little bit. All right. Each of you must now look at your character sheet and come up with how your skills are going to help the group get out of here. Allow me to pull up a character sheet on my side so I can see. You can use any skill that you think will work, but you have to have a good justification. Based on the justification, I may give you advantage or disadvantage. And then there are 3 people. So you must get 3 successes before 3 failures. And we will see if you make it out of this asteroid.
I know what mine will be, and also I need to let my friend in shortly, so can I do mine first?
You know what? That's good as any. Go for it.
Cool. I would like to use prescience to kind of try and predict where debris is falling to make sure that no one gets squashed like a little pancake.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot.
Run out.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Due to the chaotic energies in the air, specifically chaotic energies that are resonating with your abilities, you are at disadvantage 1.
No. Can I do movement instead?
How would you like to use it? Well, no, because that's still activating your abilities.
Yeah. All right. Off. Oh, thank you.
Easy.
Is that a success?
You all begin to run away from the collapsing asteroid towards where you know the it's time for real games. Towards the entrance. As you do, Weatherwax leads the way. She's running forward, and every few seconds she'll take a step that doesn't seem to make any sense and tells you all to follow her. And as you do, you start to notice that there's a pattern in the way that she's stepping and where she's stepping. And every time she makes a weird step, shortly afterwards, a chunk of crumbling asteroid will fall there. And you're all able to keep up with Weatherwax and avoid being crushed. That is 1 success.
Yay.
I got a Bane, but I think it could work to our I guess our advantage.
So in this case, you would use whatever skill you're going to use to inflict the quote unquote Bane would just be the skill that you would roll. So what are you trying to do, Chirp?
So energy and forced move.
Okay, so you're trying to use energy to create a force field around us to not be crushed?
Or it's like a, since it's a forced move, it'd be like either a gust of wind or something.
Okay. Yeah, so like a ball of air around you pushing dust and debris away.
Yeah,
okay.
To keep us
moving. Yeah, go for it.
I do have a thing for multi-target attack specialist that's supposed to...
This is just a skill challenge, so it won't affect that.
Okay. Jesus!
That was a crit on your 20 there, so that's a 45. You beat the skill check quite handedly. So, yeah, shit. All right. Between Weatherwax's ability to help you dodge any falling debris and any debris that Weatherwax missed, Chirp is running in the center of the group, just swirling his hands above his head, and there's a maelstrom right outside of where you're all running. Any sort of debris or liquid that's trying to drop onto you or hit anyone else is immediately knocked aside, and this maelstrom kind of clears a path as you go too, making whoever does the next skill check gets advantage 1 if it is a physical check.
I don't know if this is a physical check. I am going to pull out from one of my mini pockets these little red candies, similar to like Red Hots, if y'all are familiar. And they're just very spicy. We quickly toss one to everyone so they can eat it and cast the boon Haste.
Okay, so that's does that use your presence?
Alteration.
Okay, so you'll just do an alteration roll here, and we'll see if that beats the DC.
Is that with advantage?
It is not, because that is an extraordinary and not physical. Physical being agility, fortitude, mind. So Franklin, attempting to help everybody, goes, oh, I've got something for this. And he pulls out his spicy candy. He was going for... oh, sure, go for it.
Yeah, everyone starts eating it, and y'all realize that instead of like the cinnamon spiciness, I fucked up, and it's actually like pure capsaicin, and it's like way too hot.
You all take a few sucks on the candy, to try and be, polite. But everybody is like, oh no, I tripped over this. Oh no, blah, and everybody spits it out. It does not help.
Actually, Chirp probably likes
Chirp
it.
likes it, but he likes it so much that he's no longer paying attention, and the maelstrom kind of calms down a little bit. All right, that is one failure. Onos.
I got you. So they pretty much got this shit on lock. They pretty much got everything. So I'm just gonna use like entropy to get the small stuff, just disintegrate anything that comes, any of the small things that come in past the gigantic force field.
Okay. Ooh. God damn, you guys are on fire tonight.
How come I never roll high? Like, literally look at every single roll I have. I don't think I've ever rolled higher than 20.
You rolled a 2 on your D20, my dude. Oh, that's rough. Okay, Unos. As everybody is running, you're all starting to become very winded because as the statue collapsed and the wards broke, the air is starting to vacate very quickly. So, Onos, you reverse that entropy. As you're running, you see dark tendrils begin to sprout from Onos's hands. And, well, actually, he pulls out one of his coins. This one does not have a face, but he's kind of running and rubbing it at the same time. And as he does, you notice that there's a dark miasma around it that begins to fill the air around you. The miasma is actually allowing you to breathe much easier than the vacant space. And smells vaguely of grapes. And with that, with lungs full of nothingness, you're able to push through. There you go.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, you wasted your one good roll for the night. Sorry, bud.
It's still not 45.
Yes, you all are making your way through, easily dodging thanks to weather wax. All the debris and dust is staying away from your face, and your lungs are quite full of miasma. Actually helpful in this case. And you burst out of the doorway to the defiled temple. As you turn around, you notice that the two heads that were once there have crumbled into dust. And you notice that the entire back half of the temple is now sinking. And you can feel that the actual asteroid itself is beginning to tip backwards as it's beginning to rotate. Running harder and harder, you reach where the door should be. But there's nothingness. A black, inky void greets you. You look all around, but see no sign of the borrowed time. Somebody, give me some sort of roll. I want something interesting here. How are we gonna call the borrowed time back? You know what? Franklin.
Summon creature.
Franklin, give me a presence roll.
Just straight.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
It wasn't wasted.
Franklin, how would you like to use your presence to call the ship back?
I don't fully understand how presence works. I will hopefully will my magic potato dudes to alert Harold that he needs to get this. Tell someone to tell whatever his fucking name is. Not the captain. Whatever the first mate guy.
You don't even remember your first mate's name?
Wow.
I don't particularly like him. What's his name?
Salvar Viorak.
No one tell me.
At your service.
I have my little potato people to start. You know, they can't talk or speak in any particular way, but somehow alert Harold enough that something is wrong to then notify Salazar Slytherin.
Oh my god.
As you all crest the asteroid and it's beginning to rotate, Looking around for the borrowed time, you see nothing. As you're all beginning to think, Weatherwax is trying to conjure her magics, but she can't quite grasp a hold of them. It's like sand falling through her fingers. Onos is looking around in some form or fashion to light a beacon. Chirp's trying to physically light himself ablaze to get the, attention of the ship, but there's no oxygen to burn. So Franklin pulls out.
Oh, I'll take my skillet out and I'll pull out a spatula and just start making noise.
Into the vacuum of space.
Sure.
So that's what Franklin does.
Magic.
He pulls it out and begins banging it. And weirdly enough, you guys hear it sounds like the same call that Franklin always does for dinner. Bang, 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 bang. And you're like, well, surely. But there's this feeling that almost draws you to Franklin because you're like, oh man, it's time for food. Moments later, the borrowed time crests from above you and comes down in enough time for you to jump from the asteroid that's beginning to spin even faster. All of you, please give me an agility check.
Why is it so bad? What does it need to be? How much do I need to add? How much do I need to add?
The DC for this one is a 15.
I'm gonna add one. Use one of my legend.
That's a smart idea.
I'm using 5.
That is a smart idea.
Back down to 3.
So Chirp's good, Weatheraxe is good, Franklin's good, Onos is good. Oh, you nailed it just on the head. Good job, Weatherwax and Franklin.
Yeah, and then you see like 4 or 5 little potato dudes on the edge of the ship, like on the balcony or like on the railing or whatever, and they're all like just like excitedly jumping and cheering, even though they don't make really any noise.
Right.
They just make like little squeaks and squawks. That's about it.
You all leap onto the railing and catch it. Weatheraxe, your hand almost slips off, and as you are certain you're about to start plummeting, hand grabs yours. Captain, Salivar says as he pulls you up on the side.
Thank you. Things got a little funky, but everything's good. Yep, everything's good. Everyone's here.
Salivar looks behind you to see the asteroid, which is now starting to collapse in on itself. And after a few moments of collapsing in on itself and rotating faster and faster, it starts to just disintegrate into a field of debris.
I'm sure it was gonna do that even if we hadn't appeared.
He raises an eyebrow at you. What to next, Captain?
This
Franklin
question
just starts running into the galley. Save the dried meats!
No, this question not directed at Bjork. So, was that asteroid the coordinates, or was that like on the way? Because I was kind of expecting a Bastet temple, and is Weatherwax got the feeling of that was at some point a Bastet temple that is no longer?
So,
or was no longer, or
those were the coordinates. Those were not the temples to Bast. That was not the temple to Bastet. The coordinates were actually closer. So that's where we went first.
okay, we stopped at the coordinates, and then now there's still the temple.
Yes.
Got it. Cool. Thank you. I suppose off to the Bastet temple next.
He bows. Very well, Captain. I will tell you, after this journey, we will need to restock.
If there's any good stop points on the way to the temple, that also is fine with me.
He rubs his chin for a moment. None that I am aware of. However, Haskadar is just a small jump away. with our remaining resources, we should be able to make it there.
Lovely. That sounds good to me then.
He nods his head. Very well. He turns around and begins to bark orders, and everybody jumps to obey. And the ship begins moving on the solar sails, slowly, but away from the asteroid. The Temple to Bastet.
With dwindling,
Oh, go for it. No.
I was just making a joke. With the dwindling supplies here, dinner is just going to be some rice, some shredded chicken, actual chicken. We had to kill the last chicken, unfortunately. So there will be no more eggs for breakfast. That is all.
Everybody audibly, oh.
Are there still going to be biscuits? I'd like biscuits.
Everybody looks at you expectantly, Franklin.
We'll have a lottery system for the last of the biscuits.
Everybody says, oh, okay.
Chirp's trying to sniff out some more of them capsaicin candies.
I'll reach into my pocket because I notice he's staring. I have like a handful of them, and I was like, "Here, I clearly need to get better at making candy." And I just hand him a handful. They don't do anything. They're just incredibly spicy. They're way too spicy for us. I actually immediately went to go get some milk.
Big mistake.
Yeah, I'm definitely definitely pocketing after crunching the shit out of one. Just literally not. It's. What was the owl for the Tootsie Roll?
1, 2,
1,
3. Very well. You all disperse throughout the ship. Celavar lets you know it'll be about 24 hours of solar sail travel before you reach the temple that Freya advised you was there. Is there anything anyone needs to do within the next 24 hours? Has anybody taken
Nope.
lethal damage?
I
No,
have
no.
not taken any damage,
Yeah.
actually.
Very well.
Oh, never mind. I changed my mind.
Very well. Then we shall roll. Onas. Give me a number between 1 and 100.
72.
I was close. I was 70.
I really want to know if that was what would happen if it was the same.
Bad things.
The day passes uneventfully after the harrowing escape from the temple. You're all a little worn down. And everybody goes to sleep fairly early that night. As you do, each of you awaken at the same time. One moment. I didn't have this ready.
You think we were gonna BS some more?
You all awaken laying on a floor made of cold gray stone. Looking around, you see each other. The room you're standing in seems very familiar. After a moment of awakening daze, you realize you're laying in the same room that you were all laying in when you died. However, looking down shows that you still have your possessions, your clothes, and everything else you had on you.
While sleeping?
Yes.
Does it feel like actually the items, or does it feel like sealed remembering of the items?
Weatherwax, as you are very familiar with this, You test the limits to see whether or not you have crossed that barrier once again, only to find that the world around you, the space around you, does not bend to your mental whims.
Oh, god damn it. It would be nice to know when this would happen, and I would at least put some pants on when I go to bed.
Franklin's naked.
I try really hard to imagine pants for Franklin.
It does not
and
work.
That's how I test them out. Well, I head towards the door, I suppose.
You head towards the nondescript wooden door. As you walk over to it, you open it. And on the other side, you expect to see a familiar friend. One watching television, sitting on a couch. However, that is not what you see. What you see instead is a massive room filled with rows and rows of books, with a giant window gazing out into a vast expanse of nothingness, of galaxies swirling together into a singular point. In the center of this room is a desk upon which there are many stacked papers and books. And though the books and papers seem to tower higher than you would expect, they all seem very neat and orderly. Sitting behind this desk is a gnome of incalculable age. He looks up from his desk as you enter. He beckons for you.
I head towards him. We found the time seal, although our presence here makes me believe you already knew that.
Yes.
I pull out the mushroom that I gathered and put in the little thingy.
You do not have your pack with
flesh
you.
envelope.
What?
Do you sleep with your backpack on?
How good are the pillows on the ship? Because it might have been under my pillow.
You would have put a flesh-wrapped mushroom, a flesh-wrapped time mushroom under your pillow.
Look, I come back all the time, okay? Weatherwax.
I think it's safe to say she does not have
I
the
think it's safe to say.
I want to go ahead and intervene here.
The gnome watches as you pat yourself in various locations and look around, only to realize you don't have your belongings.
If I don't have underwear, you don't have a mushroom.
Can you bring our items here as easily as you can bring us, by any chance? We were able to get a sample of those mushrooms I mentioned.
He cocks his head for a second. I can. And he snaps his fingers. You did notice there was just the slightest hesitation when he said can. Sitting before you guys.
What kind of hesitation?
I have that effect on people.
Like, if it was allowed for him to do that, or?
That's a good question.
Can I roll something?
Sure. Give me a logic check.
Will.
Sure.
Yay!
I'll go with logic. Makes sense. I'm sorry, I'm flipped on the wrong screen here. Give me just 1 second.
I got a 40.
God damn.
I know his deepest, darkest secrets. I know his childhood crush. I don't know if he had a childhood.
So you noticed the hesitation. And for the splittest moment, you could tell that he was uncertain of his action. You also notice he has brought all of your items to you. Every single item you own is now laid out, regardless of the location that it was, whether it was in a storage area or anything like that, as well as some items you guys may have thought you have lost. Onos, there's a dagger that you lost as a child. Chirp, there's a small desiccated corpse of a bug that you once had as a friend. Weatherwax, there is a small hourglass sitting on the ground, and you notice that your hourglass is missing from your person and currently sitting on the ground.
I snatch that up real quick. And then the next thing I do is hand pants to Franklin. Also, are there like multiple sets of items for each of my lives? Like, is there things from previous lives of mine? Or
Nope,
is it
it is just from your most current timeline that you can remember.
Cool. Okay, the memory seems important.
I'm definitely trying to like use presence or something, pumping energy into this thing to try to get it to heal or come back to itself.
It is a long, dead and desiccated corpse.
Okay, I'm trying to summon an elemental sprite into the same form of the desiccated corpse.
All right. Give me an energy roll. Not quite. So you are able to pull energy from the elemental planes and put it into the corpse. However, it is too much for it, and the corpse burns out very quickly, leaving a charred, old, desiccated corpse of your once friend, a beetle. Smells nice, though.
My expectation is that it will be eaten now, and that was in fact the goal from the get-go. I will be handing Franklin some pants, and then I'll go grab my pack and pull my brilliantly packaged flesh mushroom wrap out.
You grab
and assuming...
the fleshly packed mushroom.
Nice.
And you unroll it, holding it aloft towards the gnome. The gnome takes one look at it and looks past it to you. And you notice a flash of uncertainty on his face. He raises his hand and shelves begin to fly away from you. All of the books and bookshelves just shoot off into the distance, over the horizon. Without even realizing it, the room has grown to a massive size. You cannot even see where the window once was, now just stretches to infinity. After a moment, he waves his hand again, and everything collapses around you, and the space feels almost claustrophobic as new, different-looking shelves fill the space around you. He waves again, and books begin to fly off the shelves in front of him, opening, flipping through pages faster than any could read, and flying away. This happens for minutes on end, without him so much as moving an inch. He's rooted in place as these books fly around him. He seems to almost forget your presence as he begins to take in information at an alarming rate. After standing there for what feels like almost an hour, the books stop flying around you, and the gnome sits back down and gestures for you to put that away.
I tuck it away, yeah.
There is no known record for anything like this.
Well,
This is
there's
outside.
a lot of them in the time seal.
You've seen many of these?
Many, 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 many. There was also some when you sent us back to clean up our mess from the first time. With the bounty hunter. Everyone he killed was covered in them. And the temple was full of them. There was also some mushroom creatures, not just kind of zombie people covered in mushrooms, but mushroom entities in and of themselves. And it seemed as though they'd been fighting.
Mushroom creatures. Describe them, please.
4 legs, no arms, mushroom. Shambly, freaky guys.
He nods his head. I know not of any sentient mushrooms that look as such. I do not like this. Ever since you 4 showed up, you 3 even. No, yeah, 4. Miscounting today.
I'm innocent!
Ever since you 4 showed up, there's been much that I can't see, and I do not like this. I need you to find a lead on these mushroom creatures. I have to know where they're from, what they're doing. He points at you specifically, Weatherwax. You need to talk to her and figure out what's going on. That thing that you've brought is no mushroom. It warps the very fabric of space and time around it. It almost seems like it is outside of the very fabric of our reality. But not just our reality, all realities. I'm sure I do not need to explain to you all why that is a bad thing.
Nope. Nope, that sounds quite not good. I'll try and give her a ring. They're not the most receptive, but I feel hopefully on this one that they will be.
He nods. Very well. When you find any new information, please let me know.
Will do, Captain.
Oh. And don't talk to Advar.
What? Was that the name of the guy in the inn? Or is that a name that's new to me?
That is a name that is new to you. And with that,
Okay.
you all collapse.
Who?
And awaken in different parts of the ship, none of which are the parts that you fell asleep in. Leatherwax, you woke up in the crow's nest. Onos, you woke up in bed with Harold. Franklin, you woke up in the kitchen sink. And Chirp, you woke up in Weatherwax's bed.
Am I naked, or do I have the items that I...
You have all of the
Yes.
items that you collected and picked up off of the ground while in that space.
I'm sneaking away. That didn't happen. I did not just wake up.
Yeah?
And
Fair enough. Onos, you're able to extradite yourself from underneath Harold without awakening him. Luckily, Harold's a very heavy sleeper. So you get out of bed and they're like, all right. Don't worry about that.
whatever happened.
So, you said I'm in Weatherwax's
Yes.
bed? Can I use my energy thing to see if I can find anything?
Use your next words carefully.
No, it's literally looking.
Pee in her bed.
Literally looking for more of the dragon stuff, like the perks, the bloodline thing. I know we got to go to Timbermill or Mel. I wasn't sure how you were enunciating that because you were saying it so
Timbermill.
fast last time.
Are you saying that you are attempting?
Any objects of power type deal, anything like that.
So you're attempting to steal anything that Witherwax left
No,
behind?
I'm just seeing what's there.
So,
I mean, kobolds don't believe anybody owns anything, so I'm not trying to steal.
sure. For the most part, the room is empty as everything was teleported to Weatherwax. Anything that was left behind was of non-note and left by the previous captain. So, some books here and there, but nothing of importance.
I'm 100% gonna hide here and try to do the 1,000 Years of Death and see if I can sneak up on her.
Okay, give me a hide roll. Which I believe is stealth.
St-
Agility.
I
Sorry,
have agility.
16.
We're trying to do some pranks.
All right, Weatherwax.
Can I roll oppressions?
You can
Rather
roll
than
a
a-
perception.
But okay, hear me out. Is there any possibility of me seeing the pounce in the future? Huh?
All right, I'll give it to you.
Thank you.
Weatherwax.
I'm literally trying to do the I don't know if they know the reference for the 1,000 Years of Death
Nope.
from the Naruto universe.
Nope, not a weed.
Giant weed. Weatherwax. As you approach the room, you get an immediate feeling that Chirp is definitely in there. So you walk in carrying everything you own. It's very heavy and very cumbersome. And as you walk through the door holding all these books, Chirp jumps out at you.
Ah.
No, not.
Why
I
are you
wait for her
in
to-
here?
I wait for her to try to walk past, and then I'm trying to do the 1,000 Years of Death thing, which is literally the.
I don't know what that is. You have to describe it.
I don't know what that is.
You can't just
either.
make a
believe I don't know
reference.
what that is. You literally put your hands together with your index fingers, and they try to poke somebody in their bum and make them jump as high as they can.
Why? Why would you try and do this to me?
So, that's what Chirp attempts to do, only to be met with a
giant stack of books on its fingers.
yes. As you walk by, you know exactly what he's gonna do, so you just drop your stuff on top of Chirp at the location he's going to be. And Chirp, you are now absolutely covered in Weatherwax's gear.
Get out of my room.
Very well. After everybody settles back in, Salivar calls. He knocks on your door. Weatheraxe.
I will go open the door. Also, my stuff is still just in a really sloppy pile wherever it
Yeah, he
landed.
looks past you and sees that all of your items have been moved to the floor. Going somewhere, Captain?
No, I'm trying a new method of meditation.
Is all my stuff with Harold?
All your stuff would be with you. It would have been on the ground, yeah. I'm assuming you picked it up.
I literally just shook myself out of the pile and just kind of glared at her like. But it's jokingly. I'm not. It's literally trying to sneak up on somebody who can see in the future. Apparently.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that was a known thing.
Yeah, I know, but it's still. Watch the video. You'll understand.
Okay, I'll watch it. If anything, we're returning.
Salivar looks past you to the pile. Is it working?
Not yet, but I will let you know if I make any meaningful progress.
He nods, seeming genuinely interested. We are nearing the planet where this temple was supposed to be. It seems as though there's very little life on this planet, aside from a very small section that seems to be overly lush.
Is the overlushness near or not to the temple we have in mind? Do you know?
I don't know how to tell you this, Captain, but I don't know where the temple is.
Fair. I can't expect you to know every last thing I need. That would be
He
crazy.
smiles. I do my best.
You do very well.
Would you like us to drop you off in the lush area or perhaps somewhere else?
Give me one moment before I give you a hard answer on that.
He stands there, hands clasped behind his back.
Stacks, books of things. Do I remember there being any that were Bastet, whatever, even relevant to that?
Bastet?
Any Bastet.
Not as far as you're aware.
/ do I have any like vague notions as to whether or not this cat goddess likes plants or hates plants?
You do not.
Let's go for lush. That sounds more interesting.
He nods his head.
And also will hopefully be a smaller area to search. One can only hope.
Very well. He turns and makes his leave.
I think also once he heads off, I had been initially kind of joking about the meditation thing, but with kind of the fact that I do need to get in touch with Sheikah, I think I'm gonna kind of have a what the hell attitude towards it, and see if maybe sitting in my space with all of my things just weird maybe works better.
Please describe to me exactly what you're going to try and do.
I think I'm going to take up a position in my room somewhere where I'm facing away from like my pile of stuff, and I've just kind of got like some kind of blank situation, like a wall, what have you.
Okay.
And I'm going to hold my hourglass in one hand, and I'm going to hold my fleshy mushroom situation that's not a mushroom in the other hand. And I'm going to focus on the image of the shifting statue that we saw in the temple and kind of reach out.
Okay. Give me a
Pressure?
yeah, that one. Witherwax, as you begin to slow your breathing and focus on the weight of the hourglass in your hand, feeling the sand slowly shift up and down, feeling the heaviness of the mushroom in the other hand. It's almost balanced. Your eyes roll back in your head, and the golden sheen goes over them as you tap into your energy, not really directing it anywhere, but just kind of letting it pour forth through your body. Begin to channel and manifest, calling out to Sheikah, focusing on that image of the shifting statue. As you do, you can feel yourself being pulled through space and time until you're standing in front of Sheikah. However, there's something wrong. What you would expect to be standing in front of you to be a noble being of some shape or form, to feel the energy radiate off of them, to feel your own energy resonate in harmony with them, is not what you feel. Instead, you feel nothing. You feel absolutely nothing coming from this thing in front of you. What you see is a box. It is a clear, see-through box. And inside seems to be a massive sandstorm, absolutely blowing in every which direction. The cage, though, holds it in place. You can feel the intensity and the fury of this storm, but you can feel no energy, no life, no anything coming from it. For a moment, it seems like the sand shifts into an almost humanoid-esque form. A face seems to emerge, and all you can see in a moment is fear. As you're reeling from this, you look up, and it seems as though the entire vastness of a wide open expanse just goes off in every direction in front of you. For a moment, you think it is a dark, endless void, until the void begins to crack. And as it does, you start to notice the very beginnings of an eye before you are forcibly shoved back into your own body, hard enough to knock you backwards. And you are now laying on the floor.
So I saw a vision, like what looked to be Sheikah, and then that shifted into seeing the box with the sand in it, or was that Sheikah inside the box?
You never saw a direct form of Sheikah. You were pulled to this form in a box. You assume it's
okay.
Sheikah.
Okay. Okay. So I have the sense that Sheikah has been trapped by big old eyeball boy.
I don't know.
That's the vibe I'm getting from that experience. Or at least some aspect of Sheikah has been trapped. Can I roll a thing to know if I'm on the good path with this thought, or is this just I write my notes down and then I piece it out?
This is more of a you have to figure it out yourself type thing.
Okay, deal. Okay, the pile of stuff successful in trial round 1. I guess. I guess I stand up and I brush myself off and I pick up my things that I normally take with me and I leave everything else in the pile. We now will respect the pile. And I head out of my cabin since we're approaching our landing point.
Why is this what is real life?
This is exactly real life for Pan.
The weird vision or the respect the pile?
The pile,
Oh,
obviously.
Yeah, there's multiple piles, helmet, that we respect and treasure. A single pile, impossible. Multiple piles, perfect.
I swear. You all get on deck as you hear Salavar cry, "Land ho!" As you do, Weatherwax. Oh, actually, no. Who is the first person to go up to Salavar?
For what?
Just like to be on deck with Salavar.
I would have headed out after my vision, so really just however long that window takes.
I was gonna say I'm pretty
But I wouldn't be in a
pretty
rush.
early to to food prep.
I was pretty
stuff,
quick to
but
get away from Harold.
I don't particularly hang out with him, so I'm definitely not going to him.
I probably would have been messing around in the crow's nest or something.
Okay, sure. Give me a perception. So human emotions are very hard to read. And you think Salivar is very excited about something.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna. If I think he's excited about something, I'm probably like trying to scale my way down the rigging and stuff to get back down to the deck.
Okay, you're down there with him before anyone else has a chance to come out.
And I'm really kind of like bouncing, like Chirp's literally like, all right, what do we got going on? Like just bouncing around, like energy. Like, all right, what are we
Fair
doing?
enough.
What's going on?
Salivar just kind of looks you up and down, pats you on the shoulder, and waits for everybody else to arrive. As everybody else does, you all are orbiting a planet. The planet itself seems to be mostly brown. You can see little pockets of blue along with little strips of blue that seem to bisect and intersect the brown, but it's mostly brown. However, you do see, even from this great distance, a large swath of area of verdant green in the center of a massive continent of brown.
I mean, I suppose the center is as good as any a point.
Aye, aye, Captain. Bringing it down.
Perfect.
Um,
I'm gonna take a look at my best statue to see if it's vibing at all. I'm kind of used to like items reacting to stuff that they
it
like.
is
or
it's
have
a
feelings about.
statue.
Well, okay.
It still looks like a statue.
Dumb cat.
All right. Some of our motions, and the ship begins to. Actually, no, he does not. Salivar looks over at you, Weatherwax, expectantly.
I head over to my post to do a land.
Give me a piloting, which I think is prescience in this case.
Okay, thank you. I was like, what do I click? I don't remember.
And you
Did I do
bring it in for one of the smoothest landings you've all been a part of.
like a butter?
You are flying over this giant verdant square in the middle of a vast sea of brown when you notice something slightly out of the ordinary. You see what seems to be a temple. And let me see if I can get this to work properly. We're going to wait for everyone to get in here. I only see 2 of us in here.
It's still loading.
Okay. I
Same.
wonder if I can. So it says I can preload the scenes. I have to try that. We'll give it a moment to load here. What you see is a temple with many statues. And the temple itself seems to be open to the air above. Bringing in the ship, you notice a few things. 1, there seems to be many people moving around. 2, as you bring the ship in closer, a couple of small aerial vehicles come up to meet your ship.
I have it finished loading, but I don't have a token to see.
Oh, dang it. Well, that's almost fine.
Ditto.
There you go. Y'all should be able to see now.
Hey.
Ooh.
Yeah, we can see now.
The temple itself, as seen from above, is a massive structure. very ornate, carved with white stones inlaid with gold and silvers and many precious gems. All right.
Oh, it scared me. Some slender man looking ass fucking thing.
That's why Hobo put it in.
He gets closer and it comes into color.
Yeah.
But it was far away. It was just
The
black.
guy in the background, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I jumped a little bit.
It's funny. Yes, let me let this run one more time. Look, my only problem with the software and stuff I use to record this is it's very oh my god, I'm so zoomed in on stream.
It reminds me of like level one.
It feels very zoomed in.
Oh, I just realized I can zoom out. Okay.
Oh,
Absolute Goobenheimers.
Oh, wow. Oh my god.
That just changed
You guys are
everything.
giant goobers.
I was like, I feel like we're trying to puzzle this together and figure out what things are. It's because we were weirdly zoomed in. Okay.
Love
This is so much better.
It gives me like OG like Doom vibes.
I also would like to point out, Hobo, that I don't know what you did with the transparency, but we could see the like faint outline
of the actual map. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, give me a break. I'm doing my best.
I'm just saying we're getting a little
I
sneak
noticed it
preview
too.
in case you didn't know. Okay.
All right. So in this desert planet, there's a lush oasis in the center. Two small flying skiffs come up to meet your ship. And as they do, they both pull up to the side and lay planks onto the ship. Do you attempt to stop them boarding at all?
I think I gestured to Vioric to go and interface with them.
He nods.
And just make sure that they're like here to be businessy, responsible, respectable boys, and not to be like naughty.
Yep. So stepping off the ship, you see a human man, or at least looks human, holding a piece of parchment on a stone. And he walks over to Salivar. Cargo. Salivar begins telling him this, that, and the other. And they exchange words for a few moments. And afterwards, the man gets off the ship. And both the two leading ships kind of fly away. Salivar walks over to you. You may now go down to the temple at your leisure.
Thank you. Lovely. I suppose we do that. Unless there's something else that looks interesting or catches anyone's eye.
Very well.
Just a quick point of interest.
Yes.
DM. Because I kind of missed it. Was this the planet that we're resupplying on?
No.
Or is that after this?
That would be after.
Okay.
And that's what we're going to call it this time, because I do have unfortunately, other plans this evening. Hate to cut the first D&D stream back short, but I know a lot of you have other stuff to do as well. And I've got a feeling that this section's going to take a lot longer. So, thanks everybody for showing up today. Let me make sure. So we're going into the holidays. Well, not really. I guess we still got time. So everybody should.
We're going into raid.
Yeah, but that's on Tuesday and Thursday.
I'm free next week. And not the week after or the week after.
Oh my
that.
god! What is wrong with you?
Well, okay, I'm going to see Kyle Prue talk about his book How to Piss Off Men at the Summerville Theater
Swear to
on the
God.
18th, which is at 7:30 p.m., which is pretty brutal as it starts an hour before. Unless we could do it later. If we could
I'm
do it like
so
an hour
mad
later
at
than
you.
normal, then I can do it. And then I'm going to be in Vegas for a conference.
Oh my
the
god!
following
I'm
week.
so. And you can't take your laptop?
No, I'm going to be in Vegas. I don't.
Oh my god!
You're not playing D&D in Vegas. Come on now.
Yeah, thank you, Helmet.
France, you should have played D&D.
It would have been 4 p.m.
Albert,
to
did you
6
say
a.m.
you have to go do something? Is that what you said?
Yes, it's not super time critical, but like I gotta go sooner rather than later. Why? What's up?
No, nothing. I'm gonna message you
Okay.
something. You do not have to reply right away. You can look at it
Okay.
later. It's fine.
Well, in that case, then I guess we'll do another session next week, assuming I don't have any plans. I don't think I do. And then I guess that'll be it until the 2nd, because
I was gonna say the following week I could do Monday or Tuesday or Thursday.
like the week of the 18th, I could do Monday.
Yeah.
Monday look for everybody like Monday the 16th.
Yeah.
Monday the 16th. I will not be here.
That's surprising. Okay.
I know.
Then let's just shoot for next Wednesday, and we'll go from there.
Cool.
All right, friends. Thanks everybody for hanging out today. Thanks Lunatic. Thanks Modus. Yeah. Everybody have a wonderful evening. Bye.